We're now with the juvenile court clerk. And David, if you could introduce yourself and your colleague and then make whatever budget presentation you'd like to make.
Thank you, Mayor. With me today, I have Julia Sloss, our Operations Director and Budget Analyst for the office. I'd like to start out, if I could, please, by thanking the staff of the Juvenile Court Clerk's Office. I have a few acknowledgments that I'd like to make for their hard work that they do on a daily basis. They not only work hard in the office, but a lot of times we're asked to volunteer and do things outside the office that we like to participate in. Things like the breast cancer walk, where we had back in November 15 members of our staff, which is one person better than half of our staff that participated in the breast cancer awareness walk. I'm proud to say that we increased our numbers by 52% on the Mayor's Food Fight Challenge this past year and got an award for that. So anytime we're asked to step up to the plate, or I ask them to step up to the plate, they normally come around. I'd like to acknowledge that they do that. There's also a young man who's been with us as an intern. This is his third year. He will be graduating from Big Picture High School this year, and he came to us as his sophomore year, and he comes to us 2 days a week and has each school year. His name's Austin. I really don't want to mention his last name on public television, but I will say that he rides the bus in every day to the MTA hub downtown, and then walks over to the office and transfers and gets a ride back over to the, we can usually carry him back over every afternoon, and he rides the bus back to school and back home, and he's been doing that faithfully for 3 years and does a great job. And I told him I was going to acknowledge him on TV, so I have to do that.
Thank you for riding the bus.
Yeah, exactly. I want to thank Natalie and Natalie Steers and Aaron Gray over at JIS for the hard work they do and the dedication they provide to our office. Thanks to their help, our website is second to none, and people praise that all the time. We get forms pulled off of it. It saves attorneys a lot of time from having to come to the office and do their work, and they can send runners over. Our bookkeeping department will be fully automated by July 1st, thanks to their help with JIS. They do a great job for us. And then I want to thank Nancy Whittemore for the great job that her General Services does over there around the building. Keeps us clean inside and out. And then I want to thank Alicia back here, our analyst from finance. Works with Director Reebling, and she does a great job. She really goes above and beyond for us. Mayor, we've had another great year at the Juvenile Court Clerk's Office. Our projected number of revenue this year was $510,000, and currently we are about $70,000 over that number, thanks to the new company, Young Williams, that took over from Maximus last July fiscal year for a 5-year contract on petition filing for state child support services. We're receiving somewhere between 50 and 60 petitions on average a day in our office. We're getting those filed and entered in a timely manner each day, getting them to the warrant division so they can be sent out, and summons can be issued and they can get to court and get their cases resolved. But because of those numbers being up and the revenue we receive from the state for those petition filings, our numbers have increased. And hopefully we're on track for the next 4 months before the end of the fiscal year that we should turn over somewhere between $120,000 and $160,000, hopefully more than we projected for the $510,000. We recently revised just a new bill of cost, which is just a tearaway bill of cost in the courtroom that we are providing to the parties in the courtroom to take with them for court costs and fines, and trying to implement a policy to get things expedited and paid in a quicker manner. We're still working with Robinson, Reagan, and Young, our collection agency, which contracted through Metro, and in the 4 years that we implemented the program with them, we've collected right at about $105,000 in additional revenue over a 4-year period on fines and costs that otherwise would just go uncollected. But we I haven't mentioned in the last couple of years, and I'd like to bring this up on the victims' comp accounts that we went to bat on the first year I was in office 3.5 years ago. We're currently sitting on about $1.7 million in victims' compensation accounts for about 288, I think was the exact number this morning, of juveniles who we're holding funds for until they reach the age of 18. And I'm proud to say that that is current. We'd have no cases other than maybe one or two that are just a few days out of a few months out of 18 years old, and we're just awaiting their coming in, filing their motions in court to get before the judge and get that money dispersed. So we're current on that. We have no outstanding cases on that. We've started staffing. We actually didn't start the court side, started a new truancy court at the East Precinct. It's a community court docket where all the schools come in on truancy matters and bring the cases over to the East Precinct, and we started staffing a clerk there, and we're collecting every Thursday $500 to $700 in additional court cost on these truancy dockets. So, with the assistance of the computer fund that we implemented, or we found out about it when I attended a clerks conference 3 years ago, that we could be collecting $2 per, and it's not a fine, it's just something the state put in place, that we could collect a $2 fee for every filing for a computer fund, which I know you're fully aware of. And they changed that last year to $4. And with the help and assistance of that, we've been able to provide a desktop scanner for all of our clerks' desk and the courtroom clerks and the intake division upstairs, which is based on the court side. But we put scanners up in their area as well, and we've provided everybody with scanners so that we can keep current with our scanning project that we started 3 years ago. And so everything's running still smoothly on the scanning. We're still up to date on that, and everything that comes across the counter and petitions that are brought in and sent in, we file them and scan them immediately. But other than that, Mayor, hopefully I'm going to be very short. We're not asking for anything. We've looked at ways to try to cut costs, and we've cut each year, as everybody has. We have just recently found that there's a new product out. We have these foam clips that go on each folder, and where the papers are filed, and these foam clip folders that are pre-made, we can save about $2,000 every time we order foam clip folders, which is twice a year maybe. So we're hoping to cut as much as we can off that, is just in supplies. But if we were faced with a 3% cut of $45,000, we would have to do something with personnel if asked to do so. But we can make it work.
Good. Well, thank you. Thanks for a very clear, straightforward report.
I like these.
Good job. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right.
Good seeing you
Appreciate
both.
it. Thank you very much.
Is it raining yet?